Welcome back everyone to another mod video, but this time it's different. It is I was saying this is 10 uh it's 10:09 p.m. That's not right. 10:09 a.m. here. And today is going to be I'm going to be talking and I'm going to be um showing you the process of what it takes to actually make a mod, what most people won't show you. And I'm just going to show you how we do that to get to work. Now, a lot of people, when I did the mod in the showcase off before, a lot of people were like, hey, make this a sub mod, make sure the Ninja Sword's in there. This is just amazing that the flood can actually hold the energy sword. So there's so much stuff that you have to do in a mod to get this text in there. So today we're going to be getting the sword in there and the flood in there, actually holding and swinging the sword, but with a couple of different things. So first of all, what I want to talk about is it's different when you're making a mod because there's so much stuff that you have to look at, and there's so much stuff that you have to know and understand. Because if you don't understand it, then it's not going to be something that you're going to want to use, and it falls back to that particular point, and it's always different. It's always going to be different because there's so much stuff that you're going to need in that particular one. The first one that we're going to look for is going to be in stuff. I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to use this one. And as you can see, we have a lot of different things in here. I'm going to go ahead and recreate a folder. We're going to call this War 40K. And what I'm going to do is take this right here and this right here. I'm going to put it inside of this folder. Okay, it's done. I've been mining for about 2 years now. And I can tell you from experience that this is probably one, if not I want to say the hardest things to do when it comes to stuff like this. It is not easy. So we already have a copy, so we'll delete that. Here on up, except for the ammo. We should just the melee in there. We don't need this anymore. I'll take a copy again here. The ammo is really important, so we can't delete ammo because it's power sword, hit, chainsaw, etc., etc. So we can't really do anything with that. But the rest of these, and the chainsaw, of course. Entity, looking at the sword pattern, the jigsaw. We throw that in there. Now we can delete that. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry, guys. I know what I'm deleting and what I'm not deleting. Power saber. That's another one we might want to save because I think that's a sword. So I want to say like it takes a lot to understand when you're doing stuff like this. So we're looking for the chainsaw common. This is what we're gonna be looking for. We're looking for something. The entities and the chainsaw also itself. So the saber pattern is what we're gonna go for. This is what's going to work and what's going to swing correctly. We have the chainsaw, but as you can see right here, it's entity, but it's the same pattern, but it's not that pattern. So we may use that one, we may use something else. There's a chainsaw common. We have entity reload, and there's nothing here. So a lot of people, when they look at this, they'll be looking, what am I looking for? What is it that we're looking at? What is it that we need? What is it that, you know, inside the mod that we're going to be looking for and looking at, So when you're doing something like this, make sure you know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to mess up something, or something's not going to work right, and that's not something that you want to have on your conscience, believe me. So we'll go back into here. We're going to be looking for the both files. I went to the chainsword. There's a chainsword common. This is the saber tooth. Probably what we're going to look for is right here. We're going to use this. So we have the entity. We have nothing on the range. So Space Marine, chainsword, Space Marine. So that's probably what we're going to be using. The power saber is about the same thing. It's a bit different file, but I think it leads to the same thing. So here's what we're going to look for is right here. Alright, so we need to create something. Alright, we need to create something here called set. And then set, we need to create stuff. Alright, so now we just need to mainly just take into stuff. And you delete the 40k out minimum, because we have it in there, see? Thing in there. So just delete this. So, and then you want to close this. Alright, now the next thing that you want to do is that when you oops, went the wrong way. You want to find something inside of Colt's mod in the Colt Arms engine, which is what we're going to look for. There it is, Colt's Arm. Resources. You don't want to delete anything in here. Keep everything about the same. We're only looking for. You don't mess with all this. We're looking for the Halo 3. We're looking for the Halo 3 one. We're looking for the sword. I should say it's probably not going to be in smallers. It might be in melee special. Here it is. There it is. So we'll change this. Oh, we need to make sure we have everything we need here, because to activate this mod, we need to make sure we have everything we need. We need to probably delete the Zombify one. That's probably not going to work. I don't know though. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, so we need to change the sword. So give me a copy of the sword. Or copy this. Entity. Okay, that takes us here. So we need to go out and back to resources. Back to here. To there. Down to here. I think this is it. Alright. Yeah. And set stuff melee. Paste it right there. I didn't copy this right. copy. Now paste it right here. Now there are three major things that's going to happen that I don't want to happen. Okay. Three major things that actually will end up happening that I don't want to happen. In other words, there's stuff in here that needs to combine, and if I combined it here, it's going to change everything here. So we need to delete this one now. The only thing we're really gonna be looking for, and this is a biggie. Now we have everything we need, correct? Now I just go back into here, so common. Okay. Control C. Been a while since I've done this. Okay, and then we need to rename this power sword. What entity is, and that energy sword. File, and save. Now, there are many things that we may have to delete inside of Cult's mod. And I don't know if there's a lot we have to do, but there's basically enough. I don't want to touch with anything with body or head or anything like that. Alright, so this is entity. We can't have foreigner. Scan, that ain't gonna matter. This will though, so touch that. There are two major things you want to look at when you're doing something like this. The first thing, as always, is make sure you have, that's Cult's mod. You don't want that one. That one's good for now. Some platform. You want to make sure this one's all good. No, you don't want to delete anything in here at all. So we're gonna do a test, and we're gonna see in the Call to Arms engine. Okay, good things here. Okay, the first thing we're gonna want to do is activate the platform. Then you want to activate the Assault Squad 1. Then you want to activate Cult's 1. Then hit apply. And we'll see where we're at. If it crashes, I don't know what we got to delete, what we don't got to delete. It just depends. Okay. So obviously it tried to activate it, but it wasn't going to work. No, don't worry, it will work. Just gotta bear with it. Again. I've had it in here multiple times, probably what's going on. mods. Activate the platform first, like I said. Now you want to activate. Now you want to activate the other mod. Which in this place it'd be this one. Okay, now we activate Colt's mod. Alright, as we can see here, the 5-tank and armored car is a problem. This is going to be an entities. So bring it back up. Usually that's not usually the problem that you would normally get, but when you're modding a game, trying to get it to work, it's a work in progress as like everything else. So we'll go back to set, we'll look at Collins, delete Collins out of there, because it's going to be the next problem. And then entities, entity set, helicopter, don't matter about that. Find entities. That's one thing I don't see. Is it him staff? No. Should be in, is it in here? No. It's in here. Entity set. This is gonna do with armored car. Flood infection, staff form. I don't remember deleting that, to be honest with you. May have to delete. I don't remember deleting that, that's what's funny. Alright, so there it is. But the moment of truth is, I believe, we're looking for the vehicles. The Cubbies were, the Banshee, I didn't think the Banshee on that one was good. I think that was bad. That might crash. I think this is okay. Yeah, this one's okay. The Chopper's okay. The Banshee, I think, Banshee's okay. The Prowler was okay, yeah. The Ghost crashed because it was AI. The Phantom, that was okay. The Wraith, that was okay. And then the other Wraith was okay. Alright, good. This is the one that crashed, I believe. No. It actually worked. I don't believe it. Okay, so here's a moment of truth. This is literally the moment of truth here. Alright, so we have the Phantom, all we're gonna do is test some stuff. I already have the anniversary, so it's not gonna really matter all that much. We're gonna test the vehicles. If it crashes, we'll know what's going on. Alright. Fire. Non-stop. Fire. That works. Good,
Follow his lead. Lead us.
Yeah, okay, so this is what I was talking about as far as properties goes. When properties, the thing in properties is not really something that you're gonna want because it messes with the game itself. When you're doing properties, then something can be done. But as you can see, here's the sword. He's not smart. He's not nothing really. And that's a problem because we want to have everything that we need inside the properties. So it's working, which is good, but the problem is properties. The properties is the biggest problem that we actually end up having with the game itself because the properties has the animation, the halo, the airstrike, the car crew, the force field, the human, the resupply, has all the other stuff. So when you take out properties, it should be where you can't have the ghost. If I take out properties, then properties probably will be the problem where I can't have the ghost, which is perfectly fine because we don't want that. Interface is good. Now we're going to go ahead and try to load the mod again. Oh crap, I'm loading it. Gets out of my bed. Now we're going to try to load this one again. Now, if it crashes, we're going to know the properties. There's something about properties that's in there that we needed. But if it doesn't, then we're good. I'm pretty sure it's the AI. And here goes the crash. Alright, so it's the mod platform of the squad is not enabled. And it needs to be enabled. So that's interesting. We may have to take this one out. Now we'll see if it loads right. Alright, so now we'll go back to the vehicles, check the vehicles. Alright, banner should work. Chopper Prowler, I don't think the ghost, no. The ghosts don't work, like I said, that the ghost is going to crash because it needs the properties for that to work properly. Everything else, the ghost does not work because the properties have been taken out of that. Everything else should work though. Everybody wants the sword in there. Alright, so I'll go back to vehicle, back to covenant. This one I'm pretty sure don't work. Covenant, shadow, prowler, banshee. Banshee should work. Phantom, phantom should work. Okay, now we go to new here. Okay, now we're going to look at the Halo one. It might crash because I don't have everything I need in there, but we'll see. Yeah, okay. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Mostly because the properties would be missing. So what should I put it in interface? My bad. So there's something inside of here that we need to delete from here. First of all, entity would be something we don't need. Vehicle, human, but and we may not. I'm not gonna mess. I never messed with this particularly. This is the what one is this one? Oh, this one's gonna be the platform. I never messed with the platform at all. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. That's the same thing. That's the exact same. No, that's different. Is that different? Set platform. Are these identical to each other? No. Okay. They're not. I thought they were identical. So there's nothing. I never messed with anything in this one at all. I never did, and I'm not going to. Except the sound that we'll need to we'll get rid of and make it a working sound. So it's nothing in there. It's going to be something inside of the other properties that we need to delete. This is not the one we need to delete. That's cult. We don't need to mess with cult. We need to mess with this one. Alright, so set stuff is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Music, fine. Sound, fine. Game logic, we need to delete some stuff out of here. Especially orc dogs. This is something we need to delete. Just in case it does itself. Delete properties out of here. Set multiplier we don't need. Breed we don't need. That's just enable like we said. There are two main properties that the game has. The first one being the interface is the script. I don't think we need that script for multiplayer. We don't need that. The set. Breed will need dynamic campaign, panel control. I don't really mess with any of this. I don't remember messing with any of that. Yeah, I don't remember messing with any of that either. Alright, we're gonna try it again. Again, this is trial and error. This is basically trial and error. And of course, we're going to have a problem with the platform because the properties are now missing. and needs the Assault Squad formula. Because without the Assault Squad formula, we don't have properties. It won't work right. These properties. Not that one. Need this one. Anything in properties we can get rid of? Doesn't look like it. Because again, we're now taking properties with properties and we're trying to wiggle that around. Problem is, the properties have the animation, which means it also has animation for the other one. If you take two properties and you put them together with each other, it's not going to work. Because I must pause so I didn't have anything in here like this. It worked before though. That's what I do know. EXE, Resupply Generator, Car, Bike Jet, Halo Animation. I don't think I mess with any of that. The animations, I think I need to delete the animation. I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. It's in properties for animation. So now it's going to work. Everything will work pretty much. Except one thing I've always wanted to have something different with. And that has to do with the Halo 2 Anniversary Covenant leak guy. See, he's got the shine, he's got his own nice, beautiful thing going on.
I'm with you!
Oh, yeah, of course it's gonna crash because I wasn't on the other one, so I understand it's gonna crash. I know, you're going to crash. I'm not stupid. Trial and error, people. Trial and error. But when you attack properties with properties, then the animation's going to be completely different anyways. This animation is for the pistol animation pickups, human, rising aim, death, lie, power, power saber. Here's what we need. Here's a melee attacks. Okay. Here's what we need to probably take out. Whoops. Melee attacks, power saber. Melee attacks. We'll put this in a new folder. So we'll take our melee attacks. In there. We'll look for anything else. So walk is good, stand is good, deal good. Power saber is good. If we need to delete that one, we will. Put it somewhere else, we will. It looks good. Because I had this on here before and everything was working perfectly fine. And then I accidentally mistake something. And it stopped working. So we're going to go ahead and hit new, hit yes. Our main thing here is we just want to, again, we'll check with vehicles one more time. Everything probably will work fine now, yeah, because I've got it, as you can see. So we're just looking at one particular area. Areas. Alright, so here's the thing. So properties on certain things, it won't work. So if I want him to, it's the best, which is not something we want at all, actually. So whatever's going on is not something that I want either. I think it has to do with the FX, but I've never had to mess with anything like that in my life. I don't even know anything about this. And this is animation. This is not something I want to mess with, because if I mess with this too much, remember the force field and the jetpack and everything else it has in here is going to mess up as well. Which is not something that I want to mess with. As you can see, the jetpack there and jetpack there. But there's an alternative to get this to work in there. By doing these things, you have to mess with the properties and you have to mess with the game logic. The FX shields overlap the human function for contact armor. All this stuff has to be in there. I've never messed with some of the properties that I needed. I've always been very delicate. I've never messed with anything here. I've always kept this the same. I don't physically know why it's doing what it's doing, to be honest with you. I have no idea. But I can tell you that we're going to change the sword as soon as we get an animation going. And so we have to go back into game object once again and figure out what's going on. I don't think I can delete that. There's nothing in here that's going to affect anything anymore. So we need to go bye-bye on that. But we have to affect here, not here. But we have to this is going to be a problem. Not that one. This one. So first of all, we're gonna have to take a look and see what's really going on here and figure out, because properties we have to, if we want everything, then we're gonna have to delete something here. That's just all there is to it. So just delete model, map. Interface is good because I like the interface I've got. Actually, I want to delete that one too. I'm gonna delete it. Active to energies. Interface, rocket weapon. Human skin, visible, lord, no. I've never messed with this. All the effects. So we'll take it out and we'll see where it goes. Game logic. His properties. Set stuff, force field, heavy troops, contacts. And we'll take it out and we'll see where it goes. And game logic. No, I need properties because of the animation. Oh boy. Guess we'll delete everything out of here that doesn't need to be in there. Okay, let's go ahead and try it, I guess. I'll make another folder. It's probably gonna crash right on the spot, but we're gonna try it. Because remember, trial and error is everything. Like I said, it can't. It's not gonna work one way or another. It won't work without everything. So we'll delete everything that doesn't need to be in there, I guess. Delete. Goodbye. I just deleted Melee. Okay, well, if I delete Melee, we'll just put it back. Goodbye. And the other thing we're going to have is Melee. Try and dare, trial and error. Don't need that one no more. Which model we in? That's the question. What model we in? Cults. So we need to go back here. Not there. Here. No, not there. Top one, right? Yeah. Oh boy. We're gonna have to do it. Unfortunately, we got to do it this way. And then we're gonna have to delete script and everything else you see here. But the animation and properties is now gone. So this is now it's going to crash. I promise you. Watch what happens. It's going to crash right on the dot. It's going to crash. Told you, crash. Because why? The animation for melee attack is not there. Why? Because animation for the melee for the human animate is not there. Why is this a problem? Why is this a problem? Because when you don't have the properties for animation, so I was going to say, rename this to properties. Copy, Control C. New properties folder for the melee action. When the melee action is gone, it can't work right. Which means if it can't work right, then you're pretty much in the water for nothing. Animate, human animate. Here's what we need to see. This should be all the animations. There's a sword animation, broadsword. There's the melee. These are all animations that are in the game. Now we open the game up, it may still crash because it's going to be missing something. I hate messing with properties so much though. It's crazy. If you don't know what you're doing, it's really hard. Alright, there you go. It's going to load everything in. Now we go to new. Human. Now, as you can see, because properties has been legislated inside of the game, we're still going to have this problem. Why? Why do we still have this problem? You're probably asking, that doesn't make any sense. You delete the properties, but the thing is I didn't delete all the properties inside of that one simple game. And why is that? That's because when you attack properties with properties, or even game logic for that matter, the assets is going to, they kind of fight with each other a little bit. And the reason they do that is because we have human animation. The human animation, again, we look into this animation. This just looks like walk, talk, swim, drop. It looks like that's so you don't nothing there. Ideal, nothing. Give up. This is human. Should be the same thing. So you don't need that, but you need these. Go bye-bye. Ideal. Ideal would be, I don't know, ideal. Turn, boys, dance, jump, dance, line. Look for sword or melee. Sword or melee is what we're gonna look for. Emit, yeah. Here's another folder I throw it in. This is gonna be Halo 8. I want to throw it all in here. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, damn. Or is that here? Force field, all this shit. Just so we can have some melee attack. This is in properties. That's probably gonna crash like crazy because it doesn't have everything it needs. Okay, simple thing. I've deleted everything I can inside of properties.
Forward!
I think it might be the mod itself. Last time we did that, mostly the mod itself that was going on, because I don't think we have anything. There's nothing in here that I personally and honestly believe that we're going to be looking for, even using for that matter. So back into here. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to find this one and then go back into the one that we have open, which is here. Enter that and then go back out here. Oops. Go back out here. Back into there. Back into Cults mod. I think it's because of 3. No, no, I've had 3 before. That wouldn't make any sense. Okay, properties, car, restaurant, Halo. But this is not Cults mod, is it? It is Cults mod. Yeah, I deleted all the melee in here. But for some reason it's still here. I think it's because, I don't think it has to do with properties. I think it has to do with interaction. I think that's what's going on with it. That would make sense. Helicopter, human, and fixed one set stuff, eats, human staff, weapon. Fuck that, I'm not going through all that shit. Human. Never mess with this either. This is, I have messed with this, believe it or not, but over and just kind of copy and paste all this into here. Alright, and then I don't even think we're gonna need that, to be honest with you. Probably never gonna need that mod. We do everything, well, we need to have set, so it's different. Ability, vision. What's all this shit? Yeah, this. Only thing we're gonna need that we don't need actually, to be honest with you, is we could probably disable this one. Yeah, we can probably disable it, see what happens. There's another way I can do this too to get the energy sword in there, but that's not that's not fun. I can do it, but it's not gonna be fun. Damn. Oh. Try again because open. Oh, yeah. Oh, close them. Enable the 01 S1 enable mod file platform. I don't understand what that means. Oh, great. What's the big picture? Hold on. So it's looking. It's trying to playdate the Warhammer 40,000 platform. Is there anything here that we need? If there's anything in here we're gonna need, to be honest. Yeah, there's nothing in here we need. Now let's try this again. We'll go from there. Melee chainsaw powder is going to be Saber 1. The Saber chainsaw, okay. There's another way to get it in there, just so you know, guys. It's not crazy impossible. There's nothing else here. Yeah, so this is just not going to work, period. I'm sorry, guys. I had it in there, and we can get it in there, but I'd have to delete all the properties of cults, and then all of the game logic of cults. And that's just a bust. That's not something you guys want to do. So, let's take this another route. Is it these right here? What is this anyways? $18 gig for what? No, we're not doing that. Hello. We're not doing coefficients. Actually, yes, we are actually, because delete everything, be done with it. Everything goes bye-bye. Damn you. Alright, so let's go back into here. And do the simple things, I guess. Back to square one. What the hell's going on here now? Delete that. Okay. Now re-download it. Go back to here. Back to here. I'm gonna check see who's watching. Okay, now we go to cult. Okay. Done, done. Back here, back here. All right. That's crazy. That must be in set then. Okay. This is bullshit. I don't know why. I don't know how. For some reason, this is just bullshit to me. Oh, damn it. I don't want to say that shit down. Why? Why does it have to be like this? Stop it. Damn it. Why, man? Never can I. Oh, whatever. Oh my god. No, you missing, bitch. Power saver? Really? Fuck you. Lord mercy. Oh, my game is not gonna work right. This is just great. Sucks. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when I get everything I need back in there.
I am prepared.
It actually shoots. Fuck. There's gotta be a way I can do this where this is not gonna be so crazy. I got it. I got an idea. Properties are one thing, right? Properties, object, set. I'll set stuff out here. Put everything else into a box. See what happens. Not breed, just this. What happens when I do that? I never done that before, so this is going to be a little bit new. Still work? Crash. Okay. Nope. Okay. That actually didn't work. Well, it kinda worked, but not really. Can't fuck with properties though, man. I can, but I can't. We'll put this in a new folder. We'll call this black. Oops, it's a black yellow one. Just leave the animation there, see what happens. Let's see what happens when I do that. I think Thalvadame is gonna probably, it's probably gonna crash because I got Thalvadame in there. Yep. Force field, Halo XE. What about everything else? It has force field. I wonder if that's what it's looking for. Well, I've got everything I need there for that to work. I just want to take that out. just took that out. Or that force field. Right now. Yep. And checked with everything else. I bet you it's gonna do with the animation. But I've took the animations out before. And look, and it did nothing. Okay. Rhythm properties gotta be force animation. Hmm. It must be animation. It's gotta be animation because everything else is gone. Like, no joke. Everything else is gone. The thing for this one is gone. The thing for this one is gone. The thing for this one, history. Hmm. Possible. I'm thinking what it could possibly be, and I'm thinking animation for that. What if I mixed it? Deleted everything it didn't need. I missed. Would delete that one and that one. That would delete the other ones. Well, I need the force field in here. Force field. Properties. It's the animation. I know it is. It's gotta be the animation that's going on. It's gonna say it doesn't. It's gonna say the animation for the set itself, but I think I fixed that. trying to think what I can do, what I can delete, what I can't delete. If I delete the animation, I'll say it's missing fingers or missing melee. The question I have, if I give it everything it needs, if I can mix that. Yeah, see that? And if I try to tell it to select something like this, it's going to say something like that. And it's not going to select it, so just to show you what I mean, guys. If I take this over there, put it here, tell him to select the weapon. I tell him to shoot, hit something. It's a threat. That's because, like I said before, stupid sometimes. Okay, think hard. It doesn't have the fingers or the indentation that we need. I'm going to recycle this and redo it. I believe we need that anymore. I need to give this one back to the profile and animation. I'm not gonna give up on it, guys. I know I can get it in there. I've got it in there before, so that should tell you something, you know. I had everything in there at one point in time. Really, I did. This girl was glorious. I need to stay in this. So it has nothing to do. It has everything to do with this damn animation. That's why I have to delete it. If I just want to delete the animation and be done with it. What happens then? Nothing. We have nothing there. We'll just delete all the animations. Now we need to re-download the evil mod. Hold on, need to put a pause on this really quick. The current mod that we have. What they should do is download everything that's missing and then redo the context on it. I'm gonna go back in there and just delete what we don't need. Once again. Try this again. Uh-huh. That's what I thought. So no, we got it in there. Particularly, you can still see what we're facing. We got the properties in there. I deleted the animation I didn't need. Got everything in there that we thought we needed, but as you can see, it still didn't work right because whatever this is like corrupted data or something. That's so weird. Which is fine. It's fine. Because, you know what? We've got the other one to look forward to. We're going to keep that one there. We're going to have to result back to the other result one. It's done. Okay. So we're gonna do what we did before. try something new.